Rich strike, the miracle no one saw coming. History rarely warns before it changes. Sometimes it whispers from the shadows, wearing odds no one believes in. On a quiet Friday before the Kentucky Derby, a horse named Rich Strike wasn't even supposed to be in the race. By Saturday evening, he would redefine what the word impossible means. At 80-1 odds, Rich Strike was the longest longshot in the field, a replacement entry, an afterthought. The kind of horse people barely mention when discussing contenders. But horses don't read headlines, they don't believe in odds. They only run with what they're given: heart, instinct, and courage. Trainer Eric Reed had entered Rich Strike hoping for a miracle. When another horse scratched, the door finally opened. There was no grand preparation, no sudden spotlight. Just a quiet decision: we'll take the chance. At Churchill Downs, the crowd buzzed with anticipation. Favorites dominated conversations. Champions were predicted. Rich Strike stood calmly in the gate, unnoticed, underestimated, and free of expectation. Sometimes that's the most dangerous place to be. When the gates opened, chaos followed. Horses surged forward, jostling for position. Rich Strike broke from the back, buried deep in traffic. Any other horse might have panicked. But jockey Sonny Leon stayed patient. He trusted the horse beneath him. As the race unfolded, Rich Strike found himself trapped, boxed in, with nowhere to go. Then, in a moment that felt guided by destiny, a narrow path opened. Sonny Leon took it. What followed stunned the world. Rich Strike exploded forward, weaving through horses like a force of nature. Each stride carried disbelief. The crowd's roar shifted from excitement to shock. The favorites were fading. The unknown was flying. Down the final stretch, Rich Strike wasn't chasing anymore. He was leading. As he crossed the finish line first, silence hit before sound. Then disbelief turned into thunder. A horse that wasn't even meant to race had won the Kentucky Derby. Not just won. Dominated. Jockey Sonny Leon raised his hands, overwhelmed. Trainer Eric Reed stood frozen, tears forming. This wasn't just a victory, it was destiny's reminder that racing is never scripted. Rich Strike became more than a champion. He became a symbol of hope for every underdog. A lesson that timing matters. That belief matters. And that sometimes all you need is one chance. In a sport built on statistics, Rich Strike brought back magic. Because some stories aren't written by favorites. They're written by faith.